Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Saturday. We got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. If you guys like betting on MLB player props, you already know, go ahead and sign up with Parlay Play in the description below. Get 5 free entries when you guys sign up. Go ahead and take advantage. Get some free plays in there and hopefully get some nice wins as well. And yeah, we'll hop in it. Very busy slate of games today. 15 matchups, starting with the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the New York Mets. Mets opening up as home favorites at minus 165. Arizona plus 140 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for Arizona is Zach Gallen. Last season, he was 4-10 with an ERA of 4.30, and he had 139 strikeouts. Pitching for the Mets is Carlos Carrasco with an ERA of 1.59. Lost his last start, pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 5 strikeouts. Arizona coming off a 10-3 loss against the Mets. Mets looked really good yesterday. Arizona 1-5 in their last 6. They've been struggling. Mets on a 3-game winning streak, got some momentum. Arizona 0-10 on the road against the Mets. Mets 10-0 at home against Arizona here. Rolling with the Mets. I just didn't see anything to make me want to take the Diamondbacks, especially after yesterday's performance. Rolling with the Mets at home. Next matchup, we have the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox opening up as home favorites at minus 130. Tampa Bay plus 120 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for Tampa is Corey Kluber. Won his last matchup, pitched 4 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the White Sox is Michael Kopech with an ERA of 2.25. Won his last matchup, pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 3 strikeouts. Tampa on a 3-game losing streak. They did cover on the run line yesterday, losing 2-3 to Chicago. The White Sox 5-1 in their last 6. I mean, they're playing really good here. Tampa 1-4 on the road. The White Sox 8-3 at home, where they've been really good. This is just another one. Tampa Bay getting good plus money. They covered yesterday. I think they can cover again, plus 1.5. Do what you want with the White Sox money line. I mean, they barely won yesterday. I'm going to take another shot. Tampa Bay plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Oakland Athletics versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as home favorites at minus 215. Oakland plus 195 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for Oakland is Paul Blackburn with an ERA of 0.00. He did win his last start, pitched 5 innings, gave up no runs, and had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Blue Jays is Hyun Jin Ryu with an ERA of 16.20. He pitched 3 innings in his last start, gave up 6 runs, and had 4 strikeouts. Horrible start for Jinru on the mound. Hopefully he can turn things around here. Toronto winning yesterday's matchup 4-1. Oakland 0-7 on the road against Toronto. On a 6-game losing streak against Toronto here. Toronto 6-1 at home, where they've been playing very good baseball. Yeah, I like the Blue Jays. You know, Jinru just had a rough time on the mound. Hopefully he doesn't repeat that performance. But Oakland, they just can't beat the Blue Jays, and especially not on the road. Give me Toronto at home. Next matchup, we have the Atlanta Braves versus the San Diego Padres. Both teams in a pick'em scenario at minus 110 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Braves is Ian Anderson with an ERA of 16.88. He lost his last matchup, pitched 2 innings, gave up 5 runs, and had 1 strikeout. Pitching for the Padres is Nick Martinez with an ERA of 1.80. He won his last matchup, pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run and had 6 strikeouts. Atlanta coming off that 5-2 win against San Diego. San Diego 1-3 in their last 4. Both teams have got, San Diego won that first game 12-1. Atlanta winning 12-5 or 2-5. Atlanta 7-1 on the road against San Diego. They're 8-2 against San Diego here. We're going to see where this series flips because it looks like they're just trading games here. In a pick'em scenario, both teams you can get them plus 1.5 as far as I can see. I'm going to have to roll with the Padres plus 1.5 at home. Martinez looked really good in his debut. Ian Anderson had a very rough opening start. And I like San Diego to bounce back, plus 1.5 at home. Next matchup with the Detroit Tigers versus the Kansas City Royals. Kansas City opening up as home favorites at minus 120. Detroit plus 100 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Tigers as Matt Manning with an ERA of 1.50. He did win his last matchup. Pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 2 strikeouts. Pitching for Cleveland is Chris Bubic. Didn't even pitch a full inning. He gave up 5 runs and had 0 strikeouts. His ERA is 67.50. I mean, that is unreal. Unfortunate for that debut. Detroit on a 2-game winning streak. They've beaten Kansas City both times as the underdog. Despite Kansas City having great matchups, they've kind of blown this series right here. Kansas City on a 5-game losing streak, 1-4 at home. Taking Detroit plus 1.5 on the road. Matt Manning looked good in his debut. Bubic, didn't make it through a full inning without giving up 5 runs. I'm sure that won't be the case for the whole season, but yeah, kind of scary when your ERA is 67 right now. Not in love with that. I'm going to take Detroit plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Twins versus the Boston Red Sox. Boston opening up as home favorites at minus 130. Minnesota plus 110 with the over-under at 9.5. Pitching for the Twins is Sonny Gray with an ERA of 3.86. He lost his last matchup, pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Red Sox is Tanner Houck with an ERA of 8.12. He did win his last matchup, pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Yeah, Minnesota looked good yesterday, winning that matchup 8-4. Boston, they struggle. It's just one of those games, man. You give up 4 or 5 runs very early. It's kind of, a lot of times it's hard to, recover, and that's what happened yesterday. Minnesota 5-1 on the road, where they've been pretty good here. I'm going to give the Red Sox another shot at home here. Off that bounce back, kind of ugly loss yesterday. They gave up those runs in the first 2 innings. If they don't give up those runs, I think they win yesterday. And definitely a much closer game. So I'm going to take the Red Sox off that bounce back loss. Next matchup, we have the Philadelphia Phillies versus the Miami Marlins. Both teams in a pick'em scenario at minus 110 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Phillies is Ranger Suarez with an ERA of 10.12. He did win his last matchup, pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 1 strikeout. Pitching for the Marlins is Trevor Rogers with an ERA of 3.60. He lost his last matchup, pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Philly on a 4-game losing streak right now. Already lost to Miami twice, coming off a 7-1 loss against Miami. Yeah, they've looked very bad against Miami so far. Miami on a 2-game winning streak. They're playing good baseball right now, especially in this Philly series. Philly 1-8 on the road. Miami 4-1 at home. 4-1 at home against Philly. In a pick'em scenario, I'm going to take the Marlins at home. Ranger Suarez didn't look good in his debut. Phillies look bad in this series, and yeah, I just can't trust the Phillies here. Until I can, you can find some trust in them. Roll with the Marlins. They've been dominant this series. I'll take a shot at the Marlins at home. Next matchup, we have the San Francisco Giants versus the Cleveland Guardians. Giants opening up as road favorites at -120. Cleveland +100 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Giants is Anthony DeSclafani with an ERA of 4.91. He did win his last matchup, pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Guardians is Cal Quantrill with an ERA of 3.60. He won his last matchup, pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Giants on a 3-game winning streak. They did beat Cleveland 4-1 yesterday. Looked pretty good yesterday. 9-1 against Cleveland. They've been pretty dominant against Cleveland. 13-2 on the road where they've been getting it done. Yeah, I like DeSclafani on the mound for the Giants. They looked good yesterday. I like them to build some of that momentum coming into this matchup here. I'm rolling with the Giants on the road. Next matchup, we have the Washington Nationals versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates opening up as home favorites at -115. Washington -105 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Nationals is Josh Rogers with an ERA of 1.69. He did win his last matchup, pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Pirates is Bryce Wilson with an ERA of 6.75. He won his last matchup, pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Washington looked good yesterday, winning that matchup 7-2. But, losing that first matchup, both teams trading a win here. Washington 7-3 against Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's looking like even though Pitt is the favorite, they are the underdog. You get them at +1.5. Not in love with this matchup here. Pitt didn't look that good yesterday. Both teams, they've had kind of dominating victories. I'm going to take a shot with the Pirates +1.5 at home here. Next matchup, we have the Los Angeles Angels versus the Texas Rangers. Angels opening up as road favorites at -125. Texas +105 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Angels is Noah Syndergaard with an ERA of 0.00. He did win his last matchup, pitched 5 innings, gave up no runs, and had 1 strikeouts. Pitching for the Rangers is Taylor Hearn with an ERA of 2.25. He did lose his last matchup, pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 6 strikeouts. Yeah, Angels looked good yesterday, winning that matchup 9-6 after losing the first matchup 10-5. I'm rolling with the Angels here. Noah Syndergaard looked really good in his debut. Was very solid on the mound. I'm gonna take the Angels on the road. Next matchup, we have the New York Yankees versus the Baltimore Orioles. Yankees opening up as road favorites at -180. Baltimore +160 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Yankees is Jamison Tylon with an ERA of 3.60. Last matchup, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Orioles is Tyler Wells with an ERA of 21.60. Lost his last matchup, pitched 1 inning, gave up 4 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Yeah, Baltimore winning 2-1 yesterday in extra innings. Basically, the Yankees just they literally gave him a walk-off run. Bases loaded, and he walked them. Chapman. Tough if you're a Yankees fan to lose a game by walking someone. And 2 batters in a row that had like a batting average of 0. He had no business walking them. So Yankees really choked yesterday. I like the Yankees off a bounce back. I mean, that was embarrassing yesterday. Tyler Wells, horrible first start here. I like Yankees coming off a bounce back. Off that bounce back loss, I think they have a better day today. I'm going to take the Yankees on the road. Next matchup, we have the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers opening up as home favorites at minus 120. St. Louis plus 100 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Cardinals is Steven Matz with an ERA of 21. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 7 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Brewers is Adrian Hauser with an ERA of 4.91. Lost his last matchup, pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, and had 3 strikeouts. Yeah, St. Louis looked great yesterday, winning 10-1. I mean, pure dominance. St. Louis 12-2 on the road, 5-1 on the road against Milwaukee. I mean, they've been dominant against Milwaukee here. I don't want to be fooled by Steven Matz's first start. Rough first start, only 1 game in for a lot of these pitcher starts. So a lot of them will probably be rusty. I still like the Cardinals plus 1.5 on the road. Brewers, they're just not a high-scoring team. They really aren't. I mean, they haven't scored more than 5 runs this season. They are not a big hitting team. They definitely rely on their pitching. So that's why I'm not concerned with Steven Matz. I'm not concerned with the Brewers just taking off on them. I'm going to take the Cardinals plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Chicago Cubs versus the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies opening up as home favorites at minus 130. Chicago plus 120 with the over-under at 12. Pitching for the Cubs is Mark Leiter Jr. He hasn't pitched since 2017, so we're going to see what happens with him. Pitching for the Rockies is Antonio Senzatella with an ERA of 2.70. Pitched 3 innings in his last matchup, gave up 1 run, no strikeouts. Yeah, Chicago losing that matchup yesterday 5-6. They were the underdog, so they did cover on the run line. Colorado 5-1 in their last 6. Looked good yesterday against the Cubs. Yeah, I'm just not in love with Mark Leiter Jr. Hasn't pitched in 5 years? That's crazy. Definitely look like it's going to be probably a bullpen kind of day. Senzatella looked good in his start. I'm gonna take the Rockies at home here. They're playing good, coming off a nice one yesterday. I'm just not in love with the Cubs pitching rotation today. I'm gonna take the Rockies at home. Next matchup, we have the Houston Astros versus the Seattle Mariners. Houston opening up as road favorites at minus 160. Seattle plus 135 with the over-under at 7.5. Pitching for the Astros is Justin Verlander with an ERA of 1.80. He did lose his last matchup, pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run and had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Mariners is Chris Flexen with an ERA of 6.23. He did lose his last matchup, pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs and had 3 strikeouts. Houston on a 2-game losing streak, coming off that 11-1 loss against Seattle. I mean, man, they got blown out yesterday. It's just one of those days, That's just how it goes. Seattle on a 2-game winning streak. I definitely like Astros off a bounce back here. Love Verlander on the mound. Looked great in his debut. Seattle had a great hitting day. Can they repeat it and get 11 runs again? Honestly, I don't think so. I like Astros to rebound here on the road. And then the last matchup, we have the Cincinnati Reds versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at minus 250. Cincinnati plus 200 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Reds is Hunter Green with an ERA of 5.40. He did win his last start, pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Dodgers is Julio Urias with an ERA of 13.50. Pitched 2 innings in his last matchup, gave up 3 runs, had no strikeouts. Cincinnati on a 4-game losing streak. They've lost back-to-back games to the Dodgers. Dodgers on a 4-game winning streak. Dodgers 18-2 at home, they've been dominant. Love Julio on the mound. Hunter Green, looked all right in his debut, but definitely gave up some runs. Going to be tough on the road against the Dodgers here. I'm taking the Dodgers at home. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.